Hey guys, welcome to your moon in Aries. God bless you. The beginning of so much. Some would even say the real beginning of the year, 2023. Either way, welcome, welcome, welcome. You guys know that wherever you are is where you are, and whenever you are is when you are. So let's jump right in. I do want to say that my guides were like, you want to use those, I'm paraphrasing, but do you want to use those cute otter cards that you like? It's the impression they gave me in that way, and they know I really respond to that. I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then when I went, I saw these ones, and if you follow me, these are the Star Spinner Tarot. They're relative in size, but I always think these are the no nonsense. To me, these are Aquarian cards. These will tell you whatever they want to tell you. Forgive my language, no lube. It just is. They out here. And so I was just like, oh, these feel like, and for a minute there I was like, I always think of these as divine feminine and divine masculine, 1 minute 1 second. And I was like, you know what, Jay, that's cute, let me pull them together, maybe they're little twins. And then as I went to pick them up, as I went to pick them up, my eyes fell on a card that was nearby, because I have all my cards, like my decks splayed out together in a nice line. And it said, what is it? Hold on. I think it said, I am one with myself. And I was like, oh yeah, duh, Jay, come on, where are we at? And so that rings true on all levels. So the guides are, look, we're already in a reading. I can't even mark it for myself. You guys know where I am. But anyway, the guides, I love that the guides said that, because for those of you who are on the quote unquote twin flame journey, you've been getting hit a lot recently, right? And even the guides coming through my channel, they've been having some words to say. But they are acknowledging here today that yes, that's one of the things that, because we've been looking at false light versus real light, distinguishing them as the real light is that energetic frequency that comes straight from the top, the highest and purest of vibrations in all of creation. It comes all the way from there. It's it's unfiltered. It's not blocked by anything. Whereas the false light is just us perceiving of light, but that light is bouncing off of the source. So that's actually bouncing off of an energetic structure. A great example of this is if you say let's say the sun is the source, right? But then, and it's hitting, when we're standing outside cutely and just soaking up the sun, hey, we're out here, right? We're in the real light. But then if you're standing under the moon and you're getting that light, that's not the real light. That is literally sunlight bouncing off of a structure somewhere that's coming to you. But if you're not careful and you're not looking up at the sky to tell the difference, you're just like, oh my God, my hands are illuminated by light. You're going to perceive of them as the same. So anyway, going back to what we were saying here, the message the guides were giving me is that 3 minutes 3 seconds, yeah, that twin flame stuff is real. Okay, there is a such thing as a twin flame journey, but the thing is, you want to make sure that you're that if you're perceiving yourself as being on the twin flame journey, that you're perceiving correctly. And the guides are out here since November, really working with us to focus on getting into the divine heart, which means getting into your real heart, activating that, because that, my friends, is going to be what you use as your barometer. It's going to be your truth teller. This is not the time. You cannot move through the age of Aquarius without being in touch with your heart. And one day you'll find yourself falling in love with an android. Listen, we out here, it's not real. Those are two different things. And, you might forget what's real for a second. And so that's an example. But then they moved into doing a lot of third eye chakra healing calibrations for a lot of us. If you're watching my videos, and you're most likely amongst a group of people who would probably be lumped into terms like light workers, star seeds. I just like to say I see some type of contract for spiritual service, because not everyone here on this planet is here for that purpose. People come down for different purposes. Nothing better, nothing worse. It just is, right? And so it's very important for you guys to learn how to cultivate divine heart, divine mind. That's the third eye chakra working there, right? And when you fix those two, when you calibrate them all to the tune of the heart generates everything. The heart is what flavors everything. If your heart is off, you're going to see wrongly, and you're going to perceive through the crown chakra what is coming through for you from the divine wrongly, right? So the heart has to be in the right place, cultivating the divine mind as well through the third eye chakra. And then, of course, we're going to be continuing to work on the divine will. We'll see what the guides say about that. Some of you may also have been receiving instruction and calibrations on your ear chakras, which are all part of the throat chakra, of course, but the ear chakra, actually, ear chakras are located somewhere else. But when it comes to hearing and telepathy and all of that, that's a general area of the throat chakra. Same as on this planet, ENT, ear, nose, throat doctor, right? I know that's not what they're called, but ENT, ear, nose, throat doctor. Anyway, so going back to the whole twin flame thing, they're like, oh, shoot, sorry. Cute. They're like, it's real. Okay, it's real. But the question as to whether, and this is something that goes all the way up, right? So this is not going to be a false light thing, but this energy, and they're saying the journey itself can become very convoluted. So 5 minutes, 54 seconds, 5 minutes, I meant to say 5 minutes, 55. Wow. And I saw and it came out 5 minutes, 54. Interesting. So yes, but if you are not careful, the twin flame journey can become very convoluted because it's got all these feelings. You've got all these dogmas. The guides are saying I went to say discourse, they went to say dogma, right? Sometimes two and the same. But all of this clouding your judgment, and the guides are saying, and then you get out of your heart space. You have to get back into the heart space. So regardless of who you are, regardless of whether you're actually on a twin flame journey or whether you think you are, or you think you're not, or blah, 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 just get out of the mind. Because some people on these videos, they'll be like, oh, but I gave up on that because he's a blah, blah, blah. We don't need all that kind of commentary here. It doesn't matter, because just get out of it. That's your electrical charge. It's the ego, it's the pain, it's the stuff like that. Just get focused on what is, and what is that it's about you. Okay, the more that you work on yourself, the more of a healthy approach you can take, the more you can stand. Why is this splitting? Look at this. The more that you can stand to be in that person's presence. The Hanged Man, dang, okay, coming through with stagnation. Interesting. I was going to say, put you there, but I don't want you, whatever. We'll put you there. God bless you. Next to my tea. Oh my God. Whatever's. So, yeah, again, don't get lost in the sauce. Am I on it? Or I am on it? Or he said this, or I said this, and I'm chasing, or he's running, and it's... Now you're in the rationale and the discourse and the dogma and the misinterpretations, and many things need to be cleared. Your limerances, some of you are in a limerence there, Limerance, limerence, I think it's 1M. Some of you are still working through attachment issues. Some of you have rampant past life stuff that is just going at it, and this is all part of the journey, of course. It's all part of the journey. You're up, you're down, you're up, you're in, out, you're changing your mind, you're coming back, but I just saw 8:08, 8 minutes, 8 seconds. Whenever I see that, that's a sign, you can't see my head, but, right? Like the cutthroat, cut it off. Cut it out, get out of it, because then you're into drama. And I said drama, but I heard trauma. So at some point you have to cut it off. If you are in the world of hurt, where you're just out there traumatizing yourself, and if you've tuned into this channel, I almost said if you've tuned in a very, it gave me a very British kind of feeling, tuned in. I don't know if they say that, but so some of you maybe actually have the British persuasion out here and you're listening, but if you tune into my channel, then you know that the guides have talked about how we break our own hearts all the time. Why? Because we carry our misconceptions, misperceptions, we project it out through our chakras onto the field, and guess what? Gets pulled right back up into our chakras to be received as information. Wow, what is this? To be received as information. Oh, 8 of Wands, fast music. Who's that for? It's for somebody here. I was going to say fast moving communication, right? This is fast moving energy. We're just talking about it coming right back up into your chakras. It's literally confirmation bias. You're seeing in the world what it is that you carry. That's why the world is so useful to us, because it's a mirror. But if you don't understand that you're living in a mirror, then you will be lost in it, and you will forever be stuck at the infantile stages of pointing at other people. He did this, she did that, we did this, blah blah blah. I didn't do that. It always comes to I didn't. didn't, but everyone else did, right? That's at low, right? So we're trying to raise the vibration, we're trying to raise the frequencies, we're trying to raise the perception. And so at the end of the day, everything comes back to you. So if you deem yourself to be on the twin flame journey, I'm going to go ahead and say, sure, yes, you are. At this point, it doesn't matter. What matters is, how do you feel? Go with that. If you are spinning around in trauma and drama and you're longing and this and that, find a way to cut it off, because it is not going to be the end of the world. And I'll tell you this, if you're not okay with that, then you still have work to do. And I know that sounds crazy, right? Because we all, once we've come face to face with that energy, and it's so, no, listen, oh, wow. Okay, look, I thought I was going to hit some cars today, but let me just go. I said energy, the energy of the other person. When you're hit with that energy and you're like, oh, wow, this is wow, I've never experienced this. Of course you haven't, right? It's strong. But I heard entity. Let's talk about that. Sometimes, anyone, some crimes, anyone know? Okay, if you know what that is, DM me. Go slipping through the cracks. These entities, some of them be out here perpetrating, impostoring, talking, whispering, cajoling. Listen, if I went into ghost mode right now and I was moving invisibly in your space, and I could see you, but you couldn't see me. And if I had the opposite of a divine mind and divine will and divine heart, and I was in that malignant mode, I could see anything that you're doing. And who cares? Oh, I'm watching you shower, I'm watching you bathe. That's nothing. That's child's play. If I would like to feed off of your energy, off of your loosh, if I want to feed off of the energy that you give off, and my preference is fear, guess what I'm doing? I'm looking over your shoulder when you open that bill and you see that you now have to pay for something. I'm just going to go ahead and project very easily. I just stand very close to you, maybe whisper a little bit, because you don't realize those words are not yours. Oh, how am I going to pay for this? Oh, this is so-and-so's fault. I shouldn't. And now you're vibing emotionally in just the right flavor for me. Oh, well, now I see it's time for you to get to bed. I'm a discarnate spirit. I'm lower astral being. And so I want to experience sex and the feeling again, the lust, because that's still a staple of my energetic signature. And I see you rolling into bed. I'm just going to go ahead and slip in too. And some of you are very perceptive. You will feel yourself being groped, okay? And don't act like you're out here like, oh, whoop, Jonelle, what are you talking about? If you know, you know, okay? Because I know I'm talking to a lot of you who understand this. And so there you are thinking, oh, this is my twin. He's out here. He's sending me things. He's sending me music. He's giving me signs. He sent me money. They can do these things because they're in the spirit world. If they want to make you look left, all they have to implant is, hey, look left. And it's you are the chooser. I know, is that a real word? Your choice maker, whatever. As Bush said, you're the decider, right? You're going to look left if you're mindless. You're going to look left. Duh, hello, that's so innocuous. Look left, all right. But then your eyes will fall on what? Something that reminds you of him, and now you're all over again. It's very easy, guys. This is child's play. So I say this because if you're, oh my God, I don't know who's talking through me, but they're just about to say, if you're on my staff, and you can't see me, but my hands are put behind my back, and I'm like standing, talking. If you're on my staff, you need to get yourself right. And what that means is become a conscious maker, right? A conscious mind maker of things. Just because something comes to you, you feel a certain type of way, you thought you heard something. And some of you out here have abilities. You're clairaudient, you're clairvoyant. You can tell me who's sitting right next to me. Some of you can do all of these things, and some of you perceiving of it as well, but you're second guessing it. And some of you have the potential, but you haven't tuned into it. And that could simply be because you have some fears that still need to be worked through, whatever, right? And it is your job to understand we're not in the sandbox. You're here to help others. And so you have advanced knowledge. It's your job to learn how to use this knowledge once again. They didn't send people down here to who just got out of the cradle, so to speak. You've done this before. But when you're down here, you have to understand that as human beings, you're beholden to the suit that you're in. That means you do have some level of I guess beholdenness beholdens to your hormones, to your feelings, your neurology, and of course your pathology, whatever you've been conditioned, all of these things. And then you have your own karmic stuff. The hope is that you are strong enough to remember who you are. And once you remember who you are, the hope is that you're strong enough to get yourself into a place where you can start to take personal responsibility, not from a place of drama like, but I didn't do this or this happened. We get it. You need to find a way to work through it. And there are people who can assist you, but you have to have the intention to get it done, right? And as you move with that intention, it is also up to you to recognize that you are under siege in many ways. We're under siege alone by living, for us US viewers, living in the US. If you could understand how bombarded you are by so much energy when you just log into any 16 minutes, 16 seconds, any one of these social media sites, you would be shocked. You would probably shut it off. Me too. I probably would too, but I can't because I'm doing this. But, you would think twice before you slept with your phones in the same room. You would consider who it is that you're calling a friend. There are a lot of things that you would think twice about, but it is your lack of sight. It is your abundance of conditioning in the culture that you're in, and you guys all come from different cultures. God bless you guys, right? That was me, not them. But you have to understand, you make the decision. You're the boss. When you're down here, you are the boss. You're independent contractor. No, you're not even independent contractor. You're like employee status at this point. And your job is to make choices. Now you realize, oh shoot, I've been making choices. You've been doing nothing but making choices. The problem is that you were an unconscious decision maker and choice doer. All these words for that one word, okay? But now that you are more aware of it, you start to own your projections, which basically means, oh my God, it's me. We don't all have to wait until Taylor Swift says, oh, it's me, I'm the problem. And now the masses move, oh, I'm the problem. Listen, that's some slow molasses thinking. Stop waiting for your celebrities and all of this to put you in the right direction. If that's what you're waiting for, you're at the end of things. You need to be on the forefront. And if you're watching this, you are meant to lead. That's what you're doing. You're leading people. You're not in the mid ranks. You're not in the low ranks. And when I'm talking about ranks, this is not an ego place like, oh, I'm better, I'm that. Because, if you're talking to me, that is the last thing you'll ever hear from me, because I'm a Libra and I will let you know. I see your strengths, but I also see some stuff you need to work on, right? And ego is a big one. 18 minutes, 18 seconds. A lot of people in this field have egos, and it's understandable because it's an occupational hazard of the job. And we have personality, right? And ego can be used in a healthy way, in the sense to, of course, individuate, but to also reach different audiences. Because, it's like cute little fingers of the hand. It's all the same hand, but you're reaching different people who like different things, who are different age groups, who are different whatever. There's so many people, there are varieties. But that's why the guides have been saying, do not mistake the dreams of other people for reality. You know what reality is. You know what right and wrong is. You know what is real and what is unreal. So start acting like you know. And you can meet this person, this client, where they are and be like, oh yeah, I'm seeing this in your field, because you are seeing those things. And I see that you're having these experiences because they are having those experiences. But don't for a second, 19 minutes, 19 seconds, don't for 19 seconds think that all of this, which feels real and is real for all intents and purposes, because the belief is too strong for it to, not affect this person, right? Don't believe that that is in God's creation a reality, because it's pain and it's confusion and it's fear and it's chaos. That's not real. It doesn't exist. But when you're in the land of dreams, which is basically this soul's, this entity, the client, the person, you, all of us, right? Me, myself included, right? When we're in this person's mind and we're dealing with their core beliefs, they swear they're separate from God. And so then that springs in a lot. Imagine a little child being separate from their parent, that orphan syndrome, that prodigal sonny kind of thing, all of that stuff. There's pain in those stories. What do you think people down here, when we've forgotten who we are, when we are trapped by our own beliefs, what do you think they feel? Right? And so if you're a part of this group, then it's your job to awaken yourself to that reality and to understand it even while you're here at this level and you're meeting people and you're joining them where they are in their mentality for the sake of discussion and for the sake of leading them out of where they are. You, again, keep the understanding that that's not real. And even when you go through stuff, that's not real. This is not real. It hurt. Yeah. This totally happened to me and it hurt. And I could totally just jump off a cliff right now. I could do it. Don't push me, right? You could literally be on the brink, and some people do end up going that route, right? And that is for their soul, right? That is what they decided. But don't for a second, again, believe it's real. And I'll leave you with one more analogy for that, because the world is filled with analogies, right? We do live in a fractal universe. When it's raining, if you're not aware of meteorology, if you're not aware of geology and geography and all physical geography and all that stuff, weather and all of that, you will swear that when the clouds come out, that the sun disappeared. And then if you're part of a culture that has stories for it, the sun died and was, this and that and all sorts of stuff. Remember, now we're getting into the world of meaning making. But when you see and you understand what's happening, you're like, oh shoot, here I am in an airplane. We took off on an afternoon that was grayed out in Seattle, Washington, and it was a deluge, it was stormy, and the plane just took off, and boom, now I'm above the clouds, and there's nothing but sun up here. Seattle where? Storms where? What is this? What do you think the people in planes and or who have a chance to get a view above a hurricane think? They're like, oh, what's that? So you have to be that type of person to do this job and to really lean into it. Again, you could be going through it, seasonal affective disorder. You could be going through depression. You could be getting your clothes soaked and wet. You could be dealing with roofs that are now, what did you call it? I heard haunted. Oh my gosh, who's that for? The roofs that are now leaking. But don't ever for a second believe that this weather, this inclement weather, these storms, those clouds are it. It's not it. It's not the real thing. The real thing is the sun above. So much so that the sun is always out, even as it's raining. You just can't see the sun because guess what's blocking you? The clouds. And they're getting heavy and they're doing a lot, okay? So anyway, God is good. So long story short, just to summarize, now that I've probably lacerated my hands because I'm like just holding these and they're sharp. Please remember that if you are perceiving yourself to be on a twin flame journey, whether or not you are at this point is really not important. So don't cling to the drama of wanting to say that or needing to say that or needing to fashion your life after it. Instead, focus on how you're feeling in the now. Does this feel right? Does it feel good? Am I giving myself a chance to step away from this belief? Am I doing enough to support myself? I feel like crap today. I feel rejected. What do you do when you feel that way? Are you journaling? Are you reaching out to support groups? Or are you cycling over and over and over and over again in videos, for example, YouTube? I mean, there are other stuff too, but we're on YouTube and we're on Instagram, we're watching, right? Are you cycling into those things where you're so caught up that now you're watching a video that says no contact? He's really sorry about this, but he couldn't support you. Because listen, we are done with that. Get out of it. Get out of it. So a lot of people are moving past that because it doesn't make sense anymore. If someone's not here, move on. And when we say move on, 24 minutes, 42 seconds, look at that mirroring. Move on means focus. Move on, let me explain that. Move on doesn't mean this person's dead to you. Let's sit Shiva for them. No, this means, what do I need in this moment? I need to feel love. I need to feel warmth. I need to feel valued. I need to feel like I belong. I need my heart to speak to me again. I need to wake up and hear birds again. I don't even hear that anymore because I'm so stuck on this. I need my time back. I need to understand who my God is, whoever your God is. I don't know. I need to feel that divinity again. I'm so living for this one energy that I met this lifetime. And yes, it may legit be part of your journey, but it's not your entire journey. So literally, as I feel the guys pulling all this up to a nice little bag, like it's like all in a bag now, whoop, they're literally saying this is a call for perspective. It's in the bag. You know, something moving in a bag. We're moving the bag. And they're taking the bag. It's going over there. Focus on you. When you are not properly focused, guys, when you are not properly focused on divine heart, on cultivating, that is, right, through practice, divine heart, divine mind, and divine will, you are going to see duality everywhere. And this is understandable because we literally are in duality. We know that. Again, we have rainstorms, we have effects of it because it's happening, but we don't confuse the fact that, you know, the rain is just temporary and blah, 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 blah. And same way down here. If you're not careful, you as the tuner, you're a radio, as the guys were just saying in the Moon and Pisces reading, you're a radio. Tune in appropriately. If you're stuck into he said, she said, and this, that, and he blah, 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 and this people coming after you, you're down here. Okay? If you are looking at the same dynamic from up here, there's no one else that you're hearing about. So let me demonstrate that very quickly after this cute little cup is drunk from ding. 1 second. Okay, let's say, hey guys, union is coming. Yay! We all know what that does. It's a nice little hit. Union is coming. What? What does that mean? That's up to you. Energetically speaking, if it comes through me, like if I say it, 27 minutes, 27 seconds, what I'm doing is I'm reading from the energetic dynamics. When I say union is coming, that means there is a joining of two energies. Now you, with your perspective, if you're already in a certain idea in your mind, if you're going to apply what I'm saying to mean something. So if you're focused on romance, you're going to be like, oh my God, my boyfriend, he's going to propose to me, or, my twin's coming back, or this and that, but if you're career oriented and you're not like all into romance, and trust me, there are people who are like this, right? They're not really into romance like that. They're focused, right? They're going to be like, oh shoot, this could be indicative of me, coming into union with the right job, and that would be totally legitimate. Right? If you're somebody who has been searching for your lost child, or a child you gave up for adoption many years ago, 28 minutes, 28 seconds, guess what you're thinking it means, okay? So you are the tuner. It is very important that you, as the radio tuner, choose to tune into higher frequencies. When you tune into higher frequencies, your idea of what you're looking at changes eventually. And for those of you who can sense perception, sense perception, okay, they're saying perception, for those of you who can sense incoming energy, who can perceive incoming energy, you're like, for example, if I'm just sitting here like this and I look off to the side, I thought I saw a peanut, and I'm like, okay, whatever, I don't even own any peanuts in the house, blah, 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 blah. I'm moving on. And then later I'm washing my clothes and I pick up one of my clothes that has a cute little picture of a peanut, okay? Or I'm out walking and someone's like, come here, peanut, rup, 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 right? All of a sudden I'm like, all right, I get it. Something's talking to me, but I'm not going to be like, oh, peanut, I'm going to meet my twin flame at a peanut stand and like We do this, right? Or, oh wow, I'm gonna get hired at this top peanut company because I put in my resume and that's what I mean, right? So don't rush to make things mean something, because you will only make something mean based on what you're capable of perceiving. And so that's why it's very important to work on your perceptions, so you can make sure that you're as clear a channel as possible. Everybody's channeling, they just don't realize it, whether it's doodling, or I said doodling or sorry. Guys, I'm still, it's child at heart, right? Whether it's doodling, whether it's doing some type of other creative project, whether it's literally sitting down to do automatic writing, whether it's turn it on to give readings for other people, whether it's through healing, music, whatever you're doing, it's channeling. If you're writing poetry, you're just tapping into something, okay? That's all you're doing. Now, that being said, I will share with you, because we're on the topic. This is totally not the topic I thought. Actually, I didn't know what they were going to talk about, because obviously I haven't looked. But I do believe that I am also on the twin flame journey. It's interesting. Part of me is like, okay. Then part of me is like, we have different parts of us. But the reason why I say that I believe that I'm on the twin flame journey as well is not because I bumped into a reading on YouTube. This is what I was talking to a friend the other day. Your name starts with a V. You know who you are. God bless you, right? We were both chatting about this, and I was like, you know what? There are so many people who are just misperceiving of this. And, it's a process of elimination. We have to eliminate what these things could be along the way, right? So you're not getting stuck. Many people somehow stumble upon this journey, and they may actually be attracted to some unhealthy energies that are rampant in the twin flame community, for example. Because in twin flame community, they want to talk about this today, so let me just go with it. But in the twin flame community, if I were to say, what are the fingers of the twin flame community? Obviously, you'd be like, okay, well, we have YouTube and Instagram readings. We have some books. I bet most people have not read books on this, but okay, if they're on the journey. We have some online websites that are about it. We have maybe some esoteric teachings about it. What else? And then if you ask, well, how did you first hear about it? That's what I want to know, and you should ask that for yourself. Because for me, the first time I even heard about anything about a twin was in my kitchen, and I'm talking maybe 15 years ago. Guys, I was not doing this. I was just reading Sylvia Browne books, because I love anything occult. I started with Sylvia Browne. That was my go-to person, just to learn. I wasn't thinking, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. YouTube wasn't even out here like at that time, right? I don't know. Sylvia Browne. Then I went on to Doreen Virtue. A lot of you guys did Doreen Virtue. Then I started reading other stuff, Greg Braden, Caroline Myss, all these people, Graham Hancock. So all these, it's just Hay House Radio, shout out, all of these things. I was just in that circle, but I had never heard anything about twin flame discourse at all, or the concept at all, until about 2018, okay, 32 minutes, 22 seconds. But I remember way back, maybe 15 years earlier or something like that, I was just in my kitchen and I heard a voice say, you're going to meet your twin in Japan. First of all, telling me I'm going to Japan, what you talking about? I wasn't even really studying Japan at that moment like that. So it's organic is what I'm trying to say. And I was like, okay. And of course, then in Japan, now that I just put two and two together right here, I was like, oh my God, I just told you I heard about twin flame stuff for the first time in Japan. And it was on a YouTube reading. And I didn't even find out about readings until... And when I found YouTube readings in the first place, I wasn't even practicing like that. I just wasn't. But I was not even aware of any love readings and stuff, because guys, I had nothing going on. If you want to know what nothing looks like, okay, just me. And so I wasn't even in that realm. I was more like, and I have to be honest, I was like, I want to see about the celebrities. did Michael Jackson? I don't know. I don't know. That, I'm not gonna lie, that was the question that brought me in. God knew. God knew. I was just curious about all these things. One thing led to another. Boom. Right? And so, anyway, but that's funny because, again, the thing that really started me with that, just the concept of twin, was in my kitchen many years ago. And the second time when I was with my first boyfriend, I remember us lying down on the bed, and we were like lying super cutely, both in fetal positions because it was cold, and our foreheads were touching. And in my mind, my voice said, I just thought, oh, we're just like twins, right? I'm not saying he is. He's not. He ain't. He wasn't. Whatever. But the point is, that was very organic. And then the third time, this is only 3 times before Japan, 2018, where this idea came, was shortly thereafter, after the forehead touchies, when I was driving my car, and I just felt like God or the universe, or I don't know, was speaking to me, and they were using the radio to overlay that, and they were talking about this. It was the song Daniel, Daniel is leaving tonight on a plane. Remember that? Yeah. So, and as the song was playing, I could just sense the superimposed meaning was about some guy out there for me. I was like, who this? What this? Why this? I don't know. I used all the questions with this. But whatever. Flash forward, left Japan, but towards the tail end of Japan, I started having those really 5D, I say 5D, let me not use that. Those very, thank you guys. The guides are like, discarnate spirit. Okay, thank you, spirit. Thank you everybody for giving us the words. Discarnate spirit, entanglements, like, what are we talking about, right? So a lot of you understand exactly what I'm talking about. You will know if I were to write a book about this, but I'm not, because it's so much, to the point that I remember I think I shared this with you guys. I was talking to here's another one time. A poem was, I bought some chocolate for the second time, and I don't really buy chocolate like that, but I had just bought some chocolate. I was having some, and the spirit, this is more recent, like 2 years ago, because I kicked this to the curb basically, and he's like, I'm going to send you poetry and this, and I was like, all right, whatever, do you? Because guys, I'm very clairaudient, so I hear everything and anything. So for me, it's very important to have discernment. This is my journey, right? And I kid you not, I go downstairs to have a piece of chocolate, because God bless, okay, I had like 6 pieces, or maybe 8, or maybe I had like the whole half. And then I was going back upstairs, and I something told me to look. I looked back at the package, and I was like, what? I looked, because, I'm listening. And when I opened it up, the chocolate bar wrapper had a full poem on the inside. Listen, who dat? That's somebody. But you know what? Anyway, we're going to let it go. That's just a quick example. But I have just gotten to a point, after crying so many tears, after going through up and down, because it's hard when you're having this experience and you're so freaking lonely, you're going through your stuff, you've got all your shadows that you need to work on, but damn it, you just want to be loved, blah, blah, blah. It's very easy to get pulled into depression and just so much going on. So if that's you have to get to a point where you heal yourself. 38 minutes, 38 seconds. That's 11:11. Detach. Hold on, let me go. I don't mean to go over here, but I'm going to go over here to get this card. It's staring me in the face. And it's so funny because I just moved my cards, and then this card was right on top, and I was like, what is this? This card coming in? Boom. First of all, it's so beautiful. Detach. Oh, 11. Okay, don't play. Detach. And recently, the guides have been talking to me again, 39 minutes, 11 seconds, about my twin. And I had a conversation with him the other day. This energy came in. We had a conversation. And I know we had a conversation because it's not just some being like, hey, no, they know stuff. And it's not like, oh, hey, I was just following you around all day and blah, blah, blah. No, you can kind of tell the difference, right? Sometimes you're just dealing with an entity that is just hanging around. Just attachments. It happens all the time. If you think you have an attachment, come see me, okay? Because I'll let you know if it's a twin or blah, blah, blah. I'll let you know very quickly in your field. Like, unless unless you're purposefully supposed to not know. But so we were chatting, and I felt I didn't have this longing. I'm no longer longing for something and for somebody. 40 minutes, 4 seconds, 4004. I'm no longer in that space anymore. There's no yearning. What are we doing? I'm not here for that anymore. The reason why is because I just value so much of the physical now. And ironically, this would put me in a wonderful position now to actually meet my twin. But I actually mean it when I say I don't care, because I really don't need to anymore, because I understand I can connect with him and I want to. I'm the one who is like, I don't need to be doing this anymore. Let me focus on me, and not in a super over dramatic way, like I can't, like none of that. It's just like, look, I have a lot going on and I need to know, who the hell are you? And I can know that when I work on my shadows, I own my projections, I eliminate the codependent stuff that I just keep falling into, I work on any attachment issues that I have going on, I consider how okay I am with the concept and the idea of being alone, I confront any abandonment issues that I have. You have to do all this stuff, because if you're not careful, you will do it eventually, right? This is what we're all doing. But if you're not careful, any one of those things can trip you up, and now you're spending decades on a twin flame journey that is not really a twin flame journey, but it is still your journey of awakening, of working through yourself and your stuff. So that's why I'm saying at this point, it kind of doesn't matter whether you have a twin or not. It's serving the purpose of getting you to see 41 minutes, 41 seconds. Are you happy? Where's your joy? Are you happy just connecting with somebody discarnate and not really doing anything about it? And being left doing something else? Are you yearning? And be honest, if you ever spend the moment yearning and feeling like I'm so lonely or nobody wants me, boom, you know exactly what you need to do. You need to work on the self-love. So that's what this is about. So again, I just want to summarize. Like, my voice is all going out because I'm like hoarse right now. I want to summarize. This is not about whether or not you're legit on the twin flame journey. 42 minutes, 24 seconds. As the guides have said, it is a real thing. It's a real thing. It goes all the way up. That's how we know it's real. However, remember, where there's real light, there's also false light. And so in the whole discourse of twin flame stuff, 42 minutes, 42 seconds, the question is, how did you get onto this? Did you get in through your shadows? Was it organic? How are you feeling about it now? Are you banking your happiness on this entity? See, they keep on, I want to say energy, they're saying entity. Some of you out here are connecting to entities and not energies, right? And in any way, regardless of whether you're connecting to an entity that is not any twin, but it's just doing too much, or whether it's an energy that is actually your twin, it doesn't matter. The protocol is the same right now. And that protocol is to get to you. Because if you're not careful, you're going to be stuck, tuned into a lower frequency about he said, she said, third party. These are tags. If I want to do a video and I want to put tags in, twin flame journey, divine masculine, divine feminine, DF, DM, what are the other ones? I just said it. Union. There's so many, those tags, divine union. Oh, there's third party, karmic, soulmate. Look, okay, don't get stuck. 44 minutes. Don't get stuck in the algorithm. Do not get stuck in the algorithm. That's dangerous, okay? It's extremely dangerous, because the way that 44 minutes, 11 seconds, the way that AI works, when you engage with these social media things where you're watching, by the way, all this stuff and consuming, you're literally consuming it from one place. 44 minutes, 22 seconds. Every time I look down, okay? Because I'm actually looking out the window. It's really pretty over there. But when you engage with these things, it's just fed right back to you. 44 minutes, 33. It's fed right back to you. That's what an algorithm does. And who's paying the price? You are. Guess who's also paying the price? 44 minutes, 44 seconds. You are. When you start buying stuff, when marketing starts being given to you, when all sorts of things are sent to you because they know your profile now. Who's they? Anyone who's in the physical and the non-physical, who's willing to benefit from you. Being in a state of fear, living in a false reality. Listen, we're in 2023. Saturn is in Pisces. It is not mucking around out here, okay? It's time to get clear. And as you guys know, the guides have been working on your third chakra. Mine too, guys. I'm going nuts. I'm like crazy right now. Not right now, because obviously I'm in the zone, but I'm out here just like you. I am a firm believer that we teach what we need to learn. Okay, so that's why it's important for all of us to be ideologically flexible so that we can get in and out, allow ourselves to grow, be malleable, and to do so without shame. Without guilt, without shame. I do want to report that somebody is showing me ballet slippers, super cute. I heard ballet slippers, they were on point, and I saw 2 cute little ballet slippers. That's for somebody. God bless you, right? 45 minutes, 54 seconds. So, guys, if you're confused, come see me. I will get you right. And not in a way like, dude, what have you been doing? But more like in a way like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm seeing in your field. And actually, I completely understand, blah, blah, blah. Here's this energetic structure. I also see this stuff in your past life. Let's do some clearing. Let's work on it. This is counseling, right? But intuitive counseling, because it's literally right there in your field. Yes. Oh, the guides. Oh, okay. Somebody's... I literally kind of felt for a quick second like somebody here, feminine, was just on my throat, and there's like a masculine counterpart both coming at my throat. Like, can we talk to each other? 46 minutes, 46 seconds. Can we talk to each other through you? Yes, if there's a message for you, also, because you guys know we do work with the spirit teams, then that will be given unto you at the time. So anyway, you know where to find me. God bless you. Right? But anyway, at the end of the day, do not waste your time wasting time. And I can't believe I'm saying that, because if you know me, 47 minutes, 11 seconds, I have many placements in Libra. I am a Taurus moon. I am practically Venusian. I live for love. Mercury is in Pisces in my 7th house. I am not out here to F around. I want romance, and I want it now. And I want you, because I'm Mr. Big, okay? I'm sorry. That's how it is. But if I can do it, so can you. Now, let's jump in these cards, and don't act like I don't see this knight here. I see it. I see it. And that you also, these cards, I always like to use the card at the top. I was like, oh, something is out in full force. Oh my gosh, look at this. Yeah. Something is out in full force. Look at this knight. So I know some of you are having real experiences right now. And this is my 2 cards, see? But I also want to show you, I'm out here, okay? Mediator. You two need to get it together right now. Okay? God bless you. All right, let's jump in here. Finally. Now, it's interesting because a few days ago, my guides were like, you're just going to give full lectures. Soon you're going to be doing full lectures. I was like, okay. And I'm just like, should I still call these moon readings? Are we doing that? So I will always say, for those of you who are just like, oh, but I need to know the transit, and then, you know, God bless you. In addition to this, go check out what our lovely astrologers are doing. They work in different ways, God bless. But I'm reading the energy of the collective as the moon transits, 48 minutes, 48 seconds, okay? Transits right now, Aries. Look at this, 5 of Wands, that's conflict. Of course, because we're out here trying to help. No wonder I saw this. Advocate. We're advocating. I do want to tell you, I do feel the gong show right now. I'm hearing gong. Not the gong show like somebody's being gonged out, but gong. Some of you are definitely moving forward from somebody. A twin, to be honest. This is not for everybody. Oh, as I said, this is not for everybody, by the way. I knew this card was connected to what I just said because I pulled it. You see it was sticking out, and it's the Death card. So, yeah. So I meant to say this reading about twin flames is not for everybody. Not all of you who are watching this is going to be on this, but we're a class. We're all here together. A Compassionate Heart School, right? So thanks to our teachers who are here, right? But we're a class. And so sometimes some members of the class are being spoken to, and we're listening as well, and we're giving support, and we're learning too. And sometimes it's for all of us too, right? There are parts of this that were for all of us, and for some of us. But that's why I was saying this is not for all of us. But I also get that this brushing away, or this moving away, or my hands can't even move apart because you're so connected, you and whoever this is. Some of you are not being asked to move into, I was going to say move apart, but I said move into union. See the confusion? Spirit's trying to say something and the energy is doing something else. So, wow. So some of you I'm getting are going ghost mode. Somebody is going ghost mode here. And am I just doing a twin flame reading now? What is happening? You can trust me because I don't really focus on the twinnies. Ego. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you about a dream I had a few days ago. And I was thinking about it just this morning. It was just like 2 nights ago. In the dream, I was down here doing something on my desk, and I was I was like, oh, I'm working on a creative project. You know me, doing me, Jonelle being things. And I look up, and on the second floor up there, through a glass window, like if it's another room, I see this guy looking down on me. Not the sky. The sky. This guy. I don't know why I had to distinguish that. Looking down on me. And I knew he's my person. And I was like, oh, what's he doing? What's he up to? And it wasn't like, oh my God, there you are. Like, and it wasn't like, hey, get away from me. It wasn't anything so dramatic. I was just like, oh, what's he doing? And then he showed me a project. He held it up. He showed me a project of what he was doing. We were working on the same thing. Like, let's say if I'm doing this reading and I was showing the reading, that's what I was doing. He showed me he was doing the reading. It wasn't a reading, it was something else. And but I saw his look mad sloppy. I was like, oh, and undeveloped, whereas mine was looking really nice and creative and this and that and more together. And I was thinking, and I thought, oh, he's going through it. He's really going through it right now. He's struggling right now. And then he came down and, we hugged it out and stuff. And then he sat next to me, and there was a third person there. It was, no, not another woman. It was a guide. Sorry, just trying to get the discourse to be a little separate here. It was a guide. And me and the guide were talking. Actually, the three of us were supposed to be talking. And my guy was sitting on the floor and he was just crying so much, guys. And I was like, he doing it. But anyway, can we talk about, because, I'm going to wake up soon maybe. And then the guide was like, somebody needs to see about this guy because he's crying too much. And I looked and oh my God, guys, my heart broke because he was crying so much that he was literally crying tears. I was like, oh, and not like in the artistic way, like one bloody tear drops down the face and then down the throat. No, it's like if somebody, like imagine somebody gets beat up or something and that look of like the mixture of spit and blood and just like slinging down. It was like that, but from his eyes. I was like, oh my God. And my heart broke so much. I just picked him up and I just started hugging him, and I literally grabbed him by his collar. I was like, and I pulled him up and I was like, that's it, we're going out of here. And I held him with one hand, and it's like all of a sudden I was just like, no, I'm not letting him get eaten up by whoever or whatever. There was like this darker, aggressive man kind of like just energy, masculine energy that was just hurting him. And I just shot straight up and I was like, we're leaving. And I flew all the way up, and in my mind I knew that two things. Number one, somebody would literally have to pry this man from my cold dead hands. And number two, I was going straight up to the highest vibrational frequency ever, and so nothing could get us. And I was just going to, I heard them saying work work. I'm just going to work, right? Yeah. I'm going to heal, not heal this guy, but I'm going to comfort him and make him okay again. But not in a toxic way, like, oh my God, I can change you and I just let me do everything from you. Like, no. Okay. It was different. It was very protective. It was loving. There was no yearning. There was none of that. He's my guy. And as you guys know, I like to say, we out here, you know, I just need to like put that on something. We out here. Just for my purposes. Where are we? We're out here. And so that's a dream I had. And my takeaway from that when I woke up, I actually woke up and I cried a bit because it hurt so much. And my takeaway is wherever he is, it's okay. Because I know, and it's so funny because I was thinking about twin stuff before I, you know, maybe an hour before I got here, you know, maybe it's in the air, right? Or maybe it's just time, right, for me to think about it. But I was thinking about him and I just asked, I called upon Archangel Sandalphon. I was like, Archangel Sandalphon? Hello, is that you? I was like, I literally told him, I was like, I trust you more to deliver this than me, because I need to get on my confidence and whatever. Like, what do I think? I'm not going to be able to deliver this to this man, but I know he'll hear it because whatever. But I was like, can you please deliver this to my twin? I don't know where he is, doesn't matter. I know he's around, but please just send it. And I just envisioned it just being a cute little envelope with love in it. There are no words like, where have you been? What have you been up to? He knows what's up. And so that's where you have to draw the line, they're saying. Yeah. So anyway, so not to spend forever on that, because we're not on track. So if this reading is for you, you will know. You're on track right now. Whoa, thank you. On track to initiation. This is what we're talking about. Remember in March they were having this is March, we're still in March. If you can't remember what the monthly reading for March was about, go take a look at it again. I actually have to rewatch it as well, but it was entitled something like March Madness and More Initiations. A lot of people may have just joined this channel, actually maybe not. But I mean, how do we know who's a bot and who's not, right? Because they're out here, those bots, they no shame. But it doesn't matter, right? But the whole point is a lot of people are having contracts activated right now. And so they're coming in, it's like a new class, and they're coming in at a great time to take advantage of this perception training that the guides are giving us. So initiations, how can you hear what the divine is saying if you're all over here with somebody else and you're mixing things up and it's weird and so it's time to get clear is what I'm getting. Some of you are not going to really like to hear this information, okay? I'm so sorry. I don't want you to have a bad user experience, you know. But you know me, if you work with me personally, if you have worked with me personally, then you understand that we're here for the information, but we're not here for the shaming and the guilt and all this. That's useless, right? What we're here for is for looking at what's being shown, and to do so in a loving way and in a compassionate way, and to understand, so this is what's happening. I wonder why. What's going on with my field? What's happening? What do my guides think? Do I have anything going on with my DNA? Like, what's happening? And that's what we do, right? So it's your choice, because a lot of you are being, the warning hand is coming out. A lot of you are being warned lately about some of the stuff that you're talking about, okay? And I don't know, I'm not there, right? I'm here getting my own warnings, but it's important because I see that a lot of you, it's like you have yet to really join the class. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, some of you are going to be joining, yay. But Spirit has been saying, hey, you're in the class. It's like if you're on a field trip with the rest of your grad students or your undergrad students, whatever, and the lot is walking this way and the teacher's pointing something out, you're still over here in the parking lot, like, no, you're here, you're part of this. What are we doing? Where are you? So here you are, some of you coming in late, because remember, I just hit it by mistake and you're like, boop, there you are, hi. Oh, the teacher's like, hey, welcome, go ahead and join these 3. What's this? Oh, well, I'll tell you what these are. These archetype cards, because I knew they wanted to talk about some stuff. So they're so funny. They're like, no one's in trouble, by the way, if that's what anyone's thinking. Yeah, no one's in trouble, but I'm going to keep it 100. It's time to get off of looking over here and stop. You see this? Yeah, okay, sorry. They're like, keep moving. All right. Wow. Okay, thank you. One of the things that they're saying, oh, hold on, let me take a look at this. Oh, thank you. So they're saying, for those of you who are on the twin flame journey and are happening to catch this video, the guides are asking you to start working on some stuff so that you can eliminate those from the equation. Remember, we counted some of the things that could be at play. I'm seeing here that it's important to work on father issues. Be you male or female or gender non-conforming, you have father issues. I have father issues. We have father issues. It's just how it is, because the father issues are just actually reflecting the issue that you have with an aspect of your own masculinity. But for this, at this point, it may be easier to work on it by viewing it as something that your father is, responsible for. And so it's important to look at the attributes of father issues. Why? So that then you can identify how those energies are at play in this relationship or on this journey. And also to identify why you feel compelled towards expressing your energy in this way. And also, in addition to also what I just did say, in order to help you identify these energies in the other person. And I keep being called over here like seeker. What is, yeah. Oh, thank you. Because they're saying you're being initiated. Yeah, a lot of people are being initiated, but it's time to get clear and to work on this. Because look at this. Not everybody is having a legitimate experience right now. And I'm also getting that for some of you, this could actually be looking at a relationship that you have. It could even be with a relationship with your father, who's not married, or a boyfriend or a husband or whatever, who doesn't have to be twin flame material either. We're just looking at relationships. So fix your father issues, basically. Looking at yourself, your shadows, and you're in the right place right now. This is the time. If you join the program, one of the things that you're going to do, of course, even if you join the military or anything, one of the first things they do is they give you a physical. They help you with that stuff, so you're clear for duty. This is what I'm seeing, because you're being asked to alchemize what's going on. In other words, you're being asked to transmute some of these energetic blockages that are happening. And as you do so, you'll be in a better position to see what is actually in front of you with these energies. And not just with these energies, with other people. Because a lot of times this is about poor boundary control, right? Low self-worth, a lack of belonging, all of these things. And they don't just affect you in romantic relationships. They're I heard the word rampant. They're rampant, but I was going to say they apply to different kinds of relationships as well. Colleagues, co-workers, friends, siblings, all of that. But once you get yourself right here, you're going to be properly motivated, and then you're going to be on the path to getting to what it is that you need to do. But you see this here where you're walking. For right now, I do see not stagnation, but there's a pause here. Weren't the guides just talking about a pause? Oh, in the Pisces, was that the Pisces reading? Oh, or was it one of the daily readings? They were talking about just because there's a pause in the action. I think it was a daily reading. If not today, then yesterday or 2 days ago. That you may be having a pause in something, and it's not necessarily because of you. It could be other people waiting to assemble, but I do see a pause here as well. And at the same time, I see this fast-moving energy. It's 8 of Wands, it's fast-moving energy, fast-moving communication. But could it really be moving fast? Because look at all these things that are in the way. So, some of you I can feel it like, so if I do my healing journey, we're going to get together. Okay, sure, yeah, that's what yes. So I feel, I get it. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and stop this now because I just feel like they're like, boom, and it's time. Okay, so, I want to actually add one more thing. Maybe no one cares, but I do want to add that since I started my Etsy page, God bless, in 2018, on that page I've done, or of what came through that page, I've done almost 500 readings, and I've done just about as much outside of Etsy. So, whether it's for free or paid or just whatever. So let's say I've done close to 1,000 readings. And over that span of time, I have only come across 2 or 3. I really can't, I'm blanking on the third, but I feel like there's a third. 2 or 3 legit energies where I could only describe it as sacred marriage. That's how the energy translated to me. And because I'm translating the frequencies as they come, that's why I try to find the right word to express it. But sacred marriage is what it was. And when I saw, and for example, this one client, no names, when she came and, we were working together, as I tapped into her energy, where she was asking about this person she worked with, and oh my God, he was married, but they, I realized, oh no, these two are married. This is sacred marriage. And the energy looked white with gold. It was white with gold tinged. It was gilded around the edges. It's like lace. So this is a different frequency there. Now, yes, it could be twin flames at a higher level of advancement or togetherness, or I don't know. But when I approach this topic, I prefer to go from the top down, meaning going with what comes to me through channeling and through my experience. Not my experience, because I'm working through that, but my experience through my channeling and through my sessions, instead of bottom up, because bottom up is now you're looking at the discourse on YouTube and watching this and then. It's 2 different things. The vibe is real low down here. And when you're higher, you're just seeing what is. And then you're allowing that energy. Well, you're only going to see what you can see, but you're allowing that energy to present itself to you. And that's a vast cry different from, just feeling like, oh, we get each other. And the second one that I felt, they actually, in this lifetime, they came down, no names, to do a mission, and they were both exploring the theme of justice this time, but without going into too much detail, he was committing crimes and she was going to write about it, and I'll leave it at that. And that book would liberate a lot of women specifically, and I'm just, I don't have any opinion on this or whatever, but specifically they said that book would liberate a lot of women in the Middle East. Okay. And I was just like, oh wow, these 2 came down to do work. And actually the other 2 that I just talked about, the sacred marriage, I saw them around a table planning with the person who is his wife too, because we're all planning these things before. I mean, come on, we're not out here just killing it. Down here we want to kill some people, but over there we're just planning it together, like, oh, and I'm going to do this and you're going to do that and we're going to do that, right? And so so anyway, I'm going to end here. So please work on your spiritual hygiene, get your perceptions clear, regardless of who you are, myself included, so that you can be as pure a channel, as pure a perceiver as possible, so that you can make sense of these things within the light. Because a lot of you are teachers, a lot of you are guides, a lot of you are assisting others, and the last thing that you want to do when you're out here is use your pulpit to spread fear. Okay? So we're all doing our best here, and watch for the structures of the astral plane. Watch for them and watch for the energies, because you will easily tap into false light if you're not careful. And again, this is just basically you perceiving of light down here, or information. You perceiving of it as though it's coming straight from the top. It's coming from this ascended master. It's coming from this Godhead or this whatever. But if you could actually see the source of that, it's not straight from the top. It's something else, like the moon, where light is being hitting and then reflecting down here. And sometimes the people at this level here, let's say at the moon, for example, they don't even know that they're not in the real light. So everybody has to practice discernment. And I'll leave it at that. All right, God bless you guys. If you'd like to work more personally with me, you know exactly where to find me. And let's just do our best out here. That's all we're doing. We're doing our best. And Mwah. Bye.